Hello, I'm Anika from Made to Sew. In this short tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to sew a mock French seam and how a mock French seam differs from a standard French seam. Both techniques are perfect for using with lightweight fabrics to provide you with a really professional finish. They're also useful to use if you don't have access to an overlocker or serger. A mock French seam can be easier to control for beginners, so you may wish to start with this technique and then move on to sewing a French seam. If you're interested in sewing a French seam, I have a separate tutorial on that and I pop a link to it here. So what is the difference between a mock French seam and a standard French seam? Now, a French seam and a mock French seam look exactly the same from the outside of the garment. From the inside of the garment, they're almost the same. The one difference is the extra row of stitching that you will see on the mock French seam. Both seams have finished the seam allowances inside the seam itself, which provides you with a really nice, neat finish to the inside of your garment. This is perfect for use on sheer fabrics and lovely to use on lightweight fabrics such as silk, cotton and linen. A mock French seam can be easier for beginners, and it can also be easier to manage around tight curves, which can be a little bit tricky with a French seam.
You may find that a mock French seam is your only option, solely based on the particular construction of the garment that you're working with.
I generally like to keep my French seams or my mock French seams quite small, with a finished seam width of 5mm, a quarter of an inch.
Grab a sample of fabric and let's go through how to sew a mock French seam. Take the pieces you want to sew and position them with the right sides of the material facing one another. This is opposite to a French seam. Pin your work and take it to the sewing machine. We are going to sew this like a normal seam using the seam allowance in your project. The finished size of your mock French seam will be half the width of the seam allowance that you use. I like to use a small seam allowance, 1 centimetre, 3/8 of an inch or half an inch, which provides me with a 5mm or quarter of an inch finished mock French seam. If you are a beginner, a larger seam allowance such as 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of an inch may be easier. At the sewing machine, sew your seam as normal, following your seam allowance. Start with a back stitch at the start and at the end of your work. Take the sewn seam and then work to press the seam allowances open. I'm using a seam roll to ensure a neat press. Now we need to finish the seam allowance inside and create the mock French seam. To do that, we are going to press the seam allowances in half, pressing the outside raw edge of the seam allowance into the center sewn seam. We need to complete this on both sides and we want to be as accurate as possible, ensuring that both pressed seam allowances are the same width. If your fabric is fraying, you can trim away any stray threads. Once the seam allowances have been pressed into the middle, you will then fold the seam allowances together, encasing the raw edges and aligning the two folded edges. Depending on your fabric, you may wish to give this a press. You will be left with a seam that looks like this. We will finish it with an edge stitch close to the folded edge of the seam allowance. You can pin your work to take it to the sewing machine, or if you're working with a slippery or difficult fabric, you may wish to baste or tack it. Use a basting or tacking thread and complete a hand stitch approximately 3mm away from the folded edge of those seam allowances. At the sewing machine, I'm going to sew this with an edge stitching foot. You're welcome to use an edge stitching foot, or your standard presser foot may have some edges that you can use. Depending on the guide that you're working with, you may wish to move the needle. We want to sew 1 to 2mm from the folded edge of the seam allowance. This will fix the two layers of the seam allowances together, encasing the raw edges. I'm going to be aligning the edge of my fabric with the bar in the middle of my edge stitching foot. My needle has been moved 1 to 2 positions towards the left to ensure that I'm sewing 1 to 2mm from the folded edge of the seam allowance. Backstitch at the start and end of the seam. Finish the seam by removing any basting or tacking stitches. You're then going to want to press the seam allowances towards the back of the garment. And here is your example showing the right side of the seam as well as the wrong side in a patterned fabric as well as a sheer fabric. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this class and I hope to see you again soon.